All right, who's here? Oh, here we go. Bam! They're like 20 people showed up all at once. Kind of scared me. Camper vans first. Lopez is 69. But in the top 10. Hello, peoples. All right, let me queue up some videos here that aren't prawn. All right, let's see. Prawn. Buenas noches. Don Larson Jr., Jason Rogers, camper van. Nat, Angie B, AJ, Polyglocks, Covert, Copwatch, Lynn, Covert, Copwatch, Pamela, Randy Pinball, El Chapo, Mad Matt, Andy Hughes, HK Ani. Lopez is playing Call of Duty and listening for Terry's. Albert Gonzalez, can I get a hello? Nope. You cannot. No, there you go, Albert Gonzalez. Silver Diamond. Brendan, Kevin, Freddie. You get a highlight, dude. How about that? In addition to a hello. How's that for service, Albert? Carrie M. Cynthia from West Virginia. Also, I am wearing J50 merch. I got a lot of cables. This is Lieutenant Hom. Are you challenging me to a fight? Turn the cameras off and we'll talk. Debbie Monterosa. ¿Qué pasó? All right. Bugway, what's up? All right. So if you guys do not know the YouTube channel, Picture Perfect, this guy is one of my heroes. I've yet to meet Picture Perfect. I was in not his hometown, but close enough. And he had the audacity to not show up. I flew midway across the country to Dallas, hung out with James Freeman for a week. And we took a special trip north it was like a 5-6 hour drive north to Claremore, Oklahoma, Rogers County. Easily one of the most corrupt places on the planet. Everybody says their city is the worst city. Everybody, that's just the nature of the game. Claremore, I'm going to show you guys a little preview. My High Medic, what's up? Matthew Silva, what's up? No. Cynthia, you are awesome. You've got it twisted. So I'm going to give you guys a little snippet of Picture Perfect. This is the first time. Let me find his channel. First of all, I got to give this guy a plug. All right, here is Picture Perfect's channel. That's his link. Please go and subscribe to him. Johnny has the ambient light just right. Amanda, I am a professional photographer and have been for 30 plus years. I pride myself. And we have the warm ring light coupled with the cool background, contrasting cool and warm. I got Kuro. Where's the ride? Is it's in the driveway, dude. But we are going to race. Don't worry, dude. Don't worry. So let's go and check out the video that enraged me so much that there were 3 stories that I was there to do in Dallas. It was Renee Villanueva, who threatened me to come down to the Southeast Division, Dallas, Texas Police Department. This guy is such a bad cop that he is in plain clothes on desk duty. I came into the station with James around midnight because he works first shift. He threw down his clipboard and came out for a physical confrontation. I'm going to actually cut that video. You guys would probably want to see that video, right? A lot of it was live streamed, so it wasn't great quality, but you guys would like to see that. Margaret, what's up? It's low yellow. It's warm. It's warm light. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Cynthia. Desidero Gonzalez said he was over in the James Freeman chat earlier, said he lost his virginity to me. How do you fit this in the Prius? You're shooting this in the back seat. Yeah, this is all just green screened. This is not actually really here, and it's movie magic. Okay, Aquarius. HBO Matt. Word Salvaggio is going to lock down the next city council meeting in Leon Valley. He's pissed I found a way to legally bring a knife in. But what about a flashlight? That's really what's... And thank you for the super chat. That's right. It's all CGI, guys. I live in Los Angeles, bro. It's movie magic. I'm going to have dinosaurs roam the earth next. There's Poppy. So, speaking of fur babies, there is Popper. Hello, Poppy. I'm licking myself. Denise is good. All right, let's go and click on the Claremore, Oklahoma, which I just re-released this video. A lot of people have not seen it. I'm doing a few of the re-releases because I've got so many videos. These videos are like 3 years old. People, nobody goes through your archive, so it's just easier to re-release the greatest hits. So I just re-released this. Let's click over here, share screen, share audio. All right, here we go. Let me know if you can hear the audio for this. This is the face of tyranny, kids. His name is Sergeant Book with the Claremore, Oklahoma Police Department. He planted evidence on activist Picture Perfect about a year ago. So I decided to board a plane and kidnap James Freeman for a trip north from Dallas to go see for ourselves what was actually going on in Claremore, Oklahoma. Here's a brief highlight reel of the original interaction with Sergeant Book and another officer with activist Picture Perfect. So this is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is the original video. This is from Picture Perfect. Now I'm going to freeze this. This is Take all the time you need to see if you could find a white airplane bottle of alcohol right along the edge here. So anywhere from there to there, does anybody see a white bottle of alcohol, the little airplane bottles? Watch what happens. Guess what, kids? One magically appears once the police show up. I know it's shocking.
Yes, and this is...
Still no bottle present. Nowhere.
Not too bad. Yourself?
In there, causing a disturbance.
So he was filming inside the post office, and they're saying he was causing a disturbance with a camera. My God, people. That was probably 2017. Like, get over yourselves.
I wasn't causing a disturbance.
You were because they called.
They were because they called. We got a call. I'm telling you, I need to do a compilation video of my interactions alone with we got a call. Well, we're here. Why? Because we got a call. We got a call. We got a call. We got a call.
That's not my problem.
Okay. It is now because you're here.
Look at that.
How are we doing, sir?
Oh, I've had better days. You?
What's going on?
Ask her. She thinks she's going to detain me.
You are staying here. I told you. You're not.
What is her name and badge number?
Here we go.
This afternoon.
Ready?
What is her name and badge number?
But I see an alcohol bottle laying right here on the ground, so
Oh my God. Almost like it fell down his pant leg.
I'm asking you, have you been drinking?
Pick it up. Fingerprint it. What's up?
I am asking you a question.
Oh my
And
God. Pick it up, fingerprint it. Listen, this is where I really fell in love with it, with Picture Perfect. I want his quick comebacks. Oh, so they tried to do a field sobriety test on him in broad daylight to try to arrest him for a planted alcohol bottle.
Refusing to answer. What is your name and badge? What is her name and
Now
badge
I'm
number?
detaining you because I want to make sure you're not intoxicated in public.
What a bunch of bullshit. What is your name and badge number?
I believe I already told you.
What
that.
is her name and badge number?
I'm talking to you right now. All right.
All right,
We're
well,
talking
I'm
about
clamming up.
I'm
What is your name and badge number?
You haven't been drinking. I want to make sure you haven't been drinking.
Please
Come
give me
here.
a little space.
Come here. Come here.
I'm creating
I'm going
space.
to check your eyes to make sure that you haven't been drinking.
No,
He
sir,
winds
you're
up-
not.
Yes, sir.
He winds
I
up
am.
closing
No, sir,
his
you're not.
eyes.
Yes, sir, I
No,
am.
you're not.
Do me a favor. Keep that right there. I don't care. Keep that right there. See the tip of this pen? How much you had to drink today? How much have you had to drink today?
I don't drink.
See the tip of this pen? I want to make sure that you're safe to do this.
I don't consent to field sobriety tests, especially when there's fucking no.
Where you're standing, there's an alcohol bottle.
When she stopped me, I was down there.
Whenever I showed up, you were standing right there.
Congratulations. See where her car's parked? That's where she stopped me,
Okay. All right.
which is
Look at that. Clear as day, kids.
I don't know. What's that, about 60, 70 feet away from that? So what is your name and badge number, ma'am, last time?
Or a twister, maybe. I don't know.
Here's the twister.
I don't know. Look at that
Real
whole
quick.
area.
It's not moving, though. It's not.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think that.
Oh my God.
I don't think that's a twister, but. Holy. I'm going to send it to my buddy who's a storm chaser.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. No, it's not.
It's a power plant.
It's a freaking power plant.
Oh, cunts. Motherless cunts.
Oh, man.
All right. So, yeah. So that was not a twister. This city boy from outside of New York City knows nothing. I did watch a couple of seasons of some kind of storm chasing videos back in like 2012, though. Yeah, exactly. Click your heels 3 times. Yeah. So Yeah, that was picture perfect. That entire video, James and I just showed up there to try to, in essence, see what they were going to do about Sergeant Book. I've gotten a lot of comments that people that are like, I've had so many people reach out to me that are from Rogers County or from the area or grew up there or whatever, and they can have volumes of misconduct and illegal police doings for decades. So yeah, just a really, really, really corrupt place. PNP News is here. It's now PNP News Now. Did you change your name? Was it was just PNP News, right? I don't know. So, and everybody said, well, Johnny, what's an update in Claremore, Oklahoma? What happened with the end of this story? Nothing. Sergeant Book, well, actually, plenty. Sergeant Book is now Lieutenant Book. So I did get him on the phone. I am going to send the link in the chat. This is for Picture Perfect only. I will put you in the, you're going to be back in the green room. So I'm not going to click on anybody. Yeah, that good cop at the end, I forget what his name, he was like a captain or something like that. He was just patronizing. He was just playing to the camera. You know, everyone was like, that's a good cop. That's a good cop. I'm like, or he was just playing to the camera. So let me see something. Let me try to find a video here. All right. You guys want, I can Picture Perfect here yet? I don't know. He said he's going to be here about quarter F. So I'm going to click over here. Let's see where I, hold on a minute. All right, let's watch this. I got it queued up. All right, Picture Perfect. I see you in the green room. Give me 1 sec. Get my running shoes on for the runaround. Hi, I'm looking to speak with Sergeant Book, please. Okay.
Have you called in before?
Yeah, about 4 times. So, but who's counting?
Okay. Did he try to call you back?
Yeah, it didn't go through, and I got a voicemail from you guys telling me to call you back. From.
Okay, I apologize. This is a dispatch center. We dispatch for the entire county, so we get a lot of calls that come through here.
Great. I'm very proud of you.
Just 1 second for me. Let me see if he's available. Okay.
Great, thanks so much. I'm very proud. Oh, there I am, Red Bulling. I did have a Red Bull today. I haven't had a Red Bull in like 9 months. I'm here with Nasty Nathaniel. And what's this screen name? Furry Potato.
I love having to hear you say that.
Furry Potato. Furry.
This is not a nasty potato.
No.
Yeah, this is like 3 years. This is like 3 years ago. 2.5 at least. The face of tyranny. Okay, let me fast forward till we get to Sergeant Book here. Hi, Sergeant Book. My name's Johnny. I'm a journalist calling from Los Angeles. Quick question for you. I wanted to know about the incident with the citizen journalist outside of the post office, where you were performing a DUI checkpoint on him because there was an airplane bottle of vodka or something on the ground.
So absolutely, you are more than welcome to contact the chief of police and let him know that.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to contact the mayor and the governor as well. So you're okay. You're okay with your conduct. You're okay with the conduct that took place with that citizen journalist?
Absolutely, I am.
You are. Okay, you're doubling. Okay. Last chance. This is your Tosh.0 web redemption. You can the last chance to back out. Are you sure you're doubling down on your behavior for the video that and the incident outside of the post office?
I am.
You are. Okay, great. I just because I wasn't sure if are you good with animals? Because I think you're going to get demoted to dog catcher. Okay, you're going to get demoted to dog catcher if you're lucky. So I hope you're good with dogs and cats, and you're going to be working over at animal control. Is it your policy for officers not to identify themselves when asked by citizens for their name and badge number? Is that policy, or is that not your policy?
I would have to review that. I would have to review.
You're unfamiliar with your own policy? Are you unfamiliar with your own policy? Is that what you're saying? You are. Okay. Well, that's what I figured. So
If you want to carry on a decent conversation, I'm more than happy to have an adult conversation with you. But if you're going to sit here with this little thing, you're good. If you want to talk about the incident, that's fine. But if you're going to sit here and threaten me, no, I'm not going to carry on this conversation. I am more than happy to speak with you like an adult.
Can you tell me how I've threatened you?
Oh, you're threatening my job and all that kind of stuff.
You're the one that perpetrated the behavior, though. So I'm not threatening your job. I'm just predicting the future. So I'm not threatening your job, sir.
And I suggest you contact the chief of police.
I will.
And have him launch that investigation.
I will. And
be in the office Monday at 8 o'clock.
Great. Thank you very much. So you just so you know, you're going to be getting a few phone calls from us. There's people that are not very happy, and they're going to be seeking redress from their government. So
that is perfectly fine. That's why I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Wait for it.
I want to get on Craigslist now and hire another 500 people to start manning the phones.
Wait for it.
And in the meantime, Boomer Sooner, motherfucker! Boomer Sooner.
Oh,
Boomer Sooner.
All right. Here we are. Picture perfect.
Hey, what's up?
Hold on. Let me pause that. Okay, there we go. Boomer Sooner. I had the honor and privilege of selling cookware at the Texas State Fair for 2 separate years. I think I was there in 2010 and 2014, and I was there for the Red River rivalry, where the people in the other booths were like, dude, watch what colors that you wear that day. Do not show any preference for one side or the other. I was like, listen, I'm from LA. I know all about gang shit. So yeah,
that's a pretty hard game to get into.
Yeah. So did anything come of this incident here before we get on to your arrest? What do you want to say here? We're probably close to 3 years past from this incident. Is there anything else, or is this just what Rogers County is?
It's just what they are, man. That they do this to everybody. They are, I mean, not to sound like a pussy, but they're not really a county you want to mess with. Like, I know we go out and we're activists, but there's just some place where it's stupid, and Rogers County is one of them. As we found out with Sergeant Book, and that was just, light. If they could have taken me on something, they would have, and we all saw they were trying to make something up. And Book got a promotion for it. So, I mean, I don't know if it was exactly for that, but yeah, he got a promotion, and that other chick, I think she did too. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure she is Sergeant whatever now.
Unbelievable. Yeah, like I said, everybody says that their city, their county is the worst.
I have had at least 50 people that have come forward over email talking about their instances. Some people actually elected officials that wanted to remain anonymous that talked about how they were forced out of their positions. I mean, people that I double checked and cross checked, and I was like verified that these were the actual people in question. So just totally nuts. So,
well,
all
the
right.
sheriff
So
of Rogers County is Scott Walton. He was a police officer in Tulsa, and something went down. I can't remember, but it was a while back, and he had to leave the department. And he left and ran for sheriff, and I'll be damned if they didn't elect him. And he's been sheriff for a long time now, and when he got elected is when it got real bad. So, like, he's the head of the snake.
yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on to. So when was this incident? This looked like it was either in the fall or the spring because the grass was brown. Do we recall exactly when you're?
Yeah, I think it was September or October of. Oh God,
It would have been 17.
17, yeah.
2017, I think.
Probably. Yeah, probably
Yeah, let me
2017.
January 26th of 2018. So
Okay.
that's from your. So this is the original video here. So
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead.
I know it was cold.
Yeah. All right. So for people that don't know who you are, give us a little 90-second intro of what your activism looks like, and what you do.
Well, I'm a professional instigator. Now I go out and film just like everybody else. I guess, fortunately for me, unfortunately for the public, we have a lot of content in here. There's a lot of backwoods, hillbilly, good old boys out here, and they don't like being exposed. However, some of the work that myself and News Now OKC, some other folks have done has gotten at least some of the city straightened out. I mostly try to focus on Second Amendment activism. I've gone up against Tulsa and Broken Arrow in different situations. I managed to get Tulsa to back down on a situation. They were siding with a local, a foundation. As a billionaire named George Kaiser. He built a park out here in Tulsa that's nationally known now. It's called the Gathering Place. And we have state preemption in Oklahoma, where you can carry guns in parks. Well, they were banning them, and their excuse was it was a private park. Well, I did some research and found out that they got public funding, and I said, went there, and the cops put me in handcuffs and threatened to arrest me and threw me out. I got a hold of the city attorney and said, I'm getting ready to sue the shit out of you if you don't straighten up. And he immediately told the police to back down, and we were able to carry guns in there after that.
How close apart was that incident versus your arrest for open carrying? Was that in the same park or a different park?
A different park, but within months.
Okay.
So they were looking for a reason to nail me.
Right. So Broken Arrow, is that a suburb of Tulsa? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It is a suburb to the east of Tulsa.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward to the incident in question. You when was this? This was this March? It was like March or April?
April 8th, 2019.
April 8th, 2019. Okay.
Yep. I was I went to a local park, and this was not an audit. And not a lot of people believe it, but seriously, I was not out to poke the bear. I had just gotten back from a cruise. I just wanted to go for a walk, and sometimes I do that while armed, especially if I'm walking like a nature trail or something like that. We have, you know, I don't think I'm gonna see a hog in Broken Arrow, but you know, we have shit like that out here.
Right.
Well, I went to this park. Wasn't filming. I was just walking. Was there about 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere around there. Didn't encounter a soul. Didn't see anybody. One car did drive by me a couple times, but that was it. I did notice some firemen playing basketball because there's a fire station not too far, probably 300 or 400 yards from the park. I was actually just getting ready to wrap it up, and I saw a Broken Arrow police officer screaming down the road. And I was like, well, he's probably coming for me, but I don't know. He's going really fast. I saw him turn into the park, and I was like, well, shit, yeah, here we go. So I tried to fire up my camera, and I don't know what this guy was doing, how fast he was going, but by the time I looked down at the phone to try to start the camera and look up, he'd driven his car up on the sidewalk, almost into the grass to where I was, got out and had his pistol drawn and was yelling at me to get on the ground. And of course, I'm like, yo, man, what the hell's going on? I didn't do anything wrong. I was carrying an AR-15 pistol. It was strapped to my back, which is legal in Oklahoma with a license at that time. Now you can do it without a license. We have constitutional carry here. I was carrying the AR-15 on my back, and I had a FN 40 caliber pistol on my hip. So I had my hands up because I didn't want to get shot. And the guy was screaming at me to get on the ground. I said, calm down, man. Like, you guys know who I am. I know you know who I am. What the hell's going on? You know, this is perfectly legal. I've got my license. Just talk to me. Chill out. Nope, absolutely not. Screaming, get on the ground. Somebody said you pointed your gun at him. And I said, well, did you see it? He said, I don't have to. Get on the ground. And I said, well, get your supervisor out here and calm the fuck down, man. Like, you know I'm peaceful. So about that time, a second unit showed up, and this guy jumped out and had a pepper ball gun. And he said, you know, he was basically yelling at me to get on the ground too. And I again said, hey, man, look, just let's talk about this. Calm the fuck down. There's nothing going on. A third unit showed up, and the guy with the pepper ball gun said, get on the ground or I'm going to light you up. And so at that point, I knew there was really no talking to him. So I said, okay, fine. I said, look, I'm standing in like wet grass and mud. Can I come to the sidewalk, which is, I don't know, probably 10 feet away from me? And can I lay down on the sidewalk so I'm not in the mud? No, get on the ground. Okay, so that pissed me off. I may or may not have said that he was an asshole. And so I started to get down. I got down on one knee, and the guy shot me 15 times with the pepper ball gun.
50 or 15?
15.
Okay.
And all up and down the side where my handgun was. Now, I can't prove this, but I 100% believe that he was trying to get me to wince in pain and drop my arm to the side where my handgun was so they could shoot me for real.
100%.
Now, I mean, like I said, I can't prove it, but why else would he just focus on shooting me right there? So, anyway, I got on the ground, and believe it or not, only one of the balls busted. It was hysterical. And, like, while my hands were in the air, I had managed to start the phone recording. And the one officer was screaming at me to stop recording. And I remember saying, I was like, you're out of your fucking mind. This is what's keeping me alive. And so I got on the ground and had my arms stretched out. It was on my stomach. And I tilted the phone up so it would record everything as they were coming towards me. And the cop that shot me with the pepperball gun, I'm on the ground on my stomach, and he tells me to turn my hands towards the sky, and I'm like, look, I'm not double jointed, dickhead. How the hell do you do that? I'm on the ground with my arms outstretched. What else do you want me to do? And he was like, do it, or you're going to get it again. So I told him, I was like, fine, go ahead. You're a shit shot enemy. What'd you hit me? 5 times out of 15? So I said, give it a shot. I don't care. You might hit me once. Big deal. And I said, I told him, I was like, you fucked up, man, because, you just couldn't wait to get violent, could you, you sadistic fuck? I gave it to him, man. I was pissed off. And so they came and they put me in handcuffs and said I was under arrest for obstruction. And they proceeded to take all of my stuff, everything I had, my phone, my guns, and they said...
That always fascinates me that you get arrested for obstruction. How could obstruction be the primary complaint? You know what I mean? Isn't that a secondary, okay, go ahead.
It absolutely is. It was just a reason for them to take me. So
right.
They took all my stuff, told me that they could hold me for 3 days in jail, and they absolutely intended on doing that. So, anyway, sorry, I saw that John Felix quote.
Felix, what's up?
He's a pretty good dude, man. I love the shit out of his videos. So anyway, they put me in this cage car, which was way too small for my fat ass, and it was miserable. It was April 8th, but it is Oklahoma. It was hot, man. I don't remember the temperature that day, but I know I was sweating like a pig. So they put me in the back of that car for about 30, 45 minutes and let me sweat my ass off. Let's just say they could wring my shirt out when they got to the jail. They actually asked me if I fell in the pond. No shit.
Wow.
So, there's a community center nearby that they actually put on lockdown over this.
Of course they did.
Yeah. So they went and talked to the community center, and come to find out there were two 911 calls, which I have. If you'd like, I can forward them to you. I may have. Okay. I don't know that I put them up. I don't think I have. Anyway, but I can forward them to you. One of them is a lady saying, "Hey, there's a guy here at the park carrying a couple of guns, and I don't know if that's legal." And and that's fine. I don't fault her for that, But what the cop should have said is, well, is he doing anything wrong? And just educate her, but they didn't.
No, they don't do that.
No,
they love to come out and escalate violence.
Absolutely. So they were like, okay. Well, then a second 911 call came in from the fire station, and one of the firemen said, "Hey, there's a guy out here carrying." And I know they're not cops, but goddamn, the firemen should know at least a little bit about the law. So, but
almost like they set up the fire, that the fire department was going to be the call. They just happened to get the other woman, but it sounds like the complainant was going to be one of their own, right?
Absolutely. And what's funny is on the 911 call, the fireman says, "Hey, I don't know if you've gotten any other calls on this, but there's this guy here, just walking around the park carrying his guns." So there's that. And then we also had a mom drive up, because on the opposite end of the park are some baseball fields, and I guess there were somebody was playing lacrosse, which I didn't even know that was a thing in Oklahoma. So, seriously, here it's football.
It's sacrilegious, dude.
Lacrosse is a New England thing, man.
Yeah. That's some preppy shit right there, dude.
No shit, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's worse than soccer. So he said that he told 911. He's like, oh yeah, and some mom drove up to me and said that he may have pointed his weapon at her, and so they're like, oh, he pointed his gun, and he's like, yeah, that's what she said. Okay, well, this woman was nowhere to be found. They didn't have her name. They didn't have her phone number. They didn't have any way to contact her because she left. According to
wow, almost like a ghost.
Mm-hmm. So it gets better. So, anyway, fast forward, the cops come. I'm in the car, and they don't really do any investigating. They didn't ask me anything. I didn't even have to invoke the fifth, man. They just said, you're under arrest for obstruction, and shoved me in the car. Then they stood around and bullshit for, I don't know, 25 or 30 minutes. And a couple of them did manage to locate my vehicle, which my wife was in waiting on me. And she is diabetic and has had some issues over the past few years, and she has diabetic retinopathy, which thankfully she just had her second surgery last week to correct that, so hopefully she'll be
let me guess, they pulled her out at gunpoint.
No.
No. Wow.
No, not at gunpoint, but they did go harass her. They found my car, and they went and they jumped her shit and forced her to ID. And I asked her why. I said, why didn't you tell them to get fucked? And she said, I didn't want them to make it worse on you. And so I said, okay. I said, well, next time just tell them to get fucked. And yeah, man, they took all her information, ran her for warrants. They were doing everything they could to take her so they could impound my car.
Right.
And the cop, like, she asked the cop, she's like, well, can I get the house keys from him? Because he's got the house keys. And he said, nope, drive to the jail and get them. And she's like, hey, asshole, I can't drive. I can't see. The keys my way. And he said, well, whatever, and he called her a fucking bitch. And so they took me to jail, and I don't know, I don't know how, somehow she managed to get to the jail to get the keys, and they released all my property that I had on me except my guns and my phone, but they told me my phone would be released to me and not her. I don't know why, but whatever. So she got a hold of Not Now Maybe Later, and he was a big help during this because he came right down and helped her get home and helped her out. So I really thank him for that. But I was in jail for 2.5 days. The second day, my wife came to visit me, and she asked me, she's like, hey, do you want me to get the word out? And I said, release the hound, man. And she let a few auditors know, and then it blew up, and I could hear the phone calls coming in the jail. And they were pissed, dude. They came up to me a few different times. You need to tell these people to stop calling. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? You guys won't even give me my phone call. I didn't get my first phone call until half an hour before they shipped me to the county jail, which was 2.5 days later.
Right.
And they told me a couple times, well, you need to get these calls to stop. They're calling us motherfuckers and all this shit. And
poor babies.
Yeah. And they said, if they, some of these guys keep it up, they're going to be in jail next year. I said, cool, man, I could use some company. So, they had me in the drunk tank for the first night so I could sleep on a cold floor. Well, I didn't really get much sleep, but when I finally did fall out, they came and woke me up about 3 a.m. and said, oh, hey, get dressed, you're going back to a pod. And I was thinking, what the fuck, for obstruction? And they said, oh, they're going to charge you with felony pointing. And I said, what? So they claim that they found this woman. Somehow she came back. Even though they had no way of contacting her.
The lacrosse mom or the 911 caller?
The lacrosse mom.
Okay.
They claim that they managed to locate her, even though they didn't know who she was, didn't have a name, didn't have a phone number, nothing. And they said they located a second witness that said that it was that he drove by me, and as I looked at him, I grabbed my AR, which was on my back, pointed to the ground, like strapped to my back. And he said I grabbed my AR and pointed it straight up at the sky like I wanted it to be seen. And I'm like, that's fucking retarded. Who's going to believe that? So I was like, what the fuck ever? That's so stupid. So, of course, they put me in the pod. I was in jail for a couple of days, and then they transferred me to the county jail, which is where I was supposed to bond out. Well, when I was signing out of Broken Arrow, they had a bond sheet, and they said, this is what you'll have to take care of when you get to the county and you can bond out. And I looked at the bond schedule, and it was something like $500 for the obstruction and $2,000 for the felony pointing. And I was like, all right, well, I can handle that. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, I should have kept my mouth shut. I get to the county, and I'm like, all right, bondsman's on his way. I'm going to bond out, so what do I need to do? And they said, Broken Arrow has amended the charges. And I was like, what? And they said, oh, yeah, they've changed it to felony pointing with intent. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's an aggravated crime and a violent crime. I don't know if pointing is considered a violent crime, but pointing with intent damn sure is. And so I'm like, well, shit. So I had to spend another night in jail in Tulsa, and they forcibly take your DNA, if you can believe that.
Would they do a cheek swab?
Yep. I refused, and they said if you don't do it, you'll catch another charge. And I was like,
felony obstruction?
I don't know what it is, but they claim that they destroy it if your case is dismissed, and I don't believe that for a second.
No way. So, that's disturbing.
Yeah, and I guarantee you it's that way in a lot of jails. So, I'm whatever. I go to jail, I go to bed, and the next morning I go see the judge, and I have to endure this 10-minute lecture from him about how the exercising my rights is stupid and I shouldn't be doing that, and I finally had it. And I'm like, look, man, a right is a right. I'm not here to get a lecture. Okay, just set the bond so I can go home. And they had a public defender help me with the bond hearing, and the PD was like, hey, look, Judge, this guy's got multiple carry licenses. He's never been in trouble. This is a swatting situation. That he got a good job, blah, blah, blah. And the judge says, well, $25,000. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, man, I didn't do anything wrong. And the attorney goes a little bit more, and the judge says, fine, $15,000 aggregate bond, but he has to turn over all his weapons and ammunition to law enforcement until this is over with. And the attorney says, hey, all right, that's cool, but I don't think we can do that as far as the firearms go. He hasn't been convicted of anything, and we don't have red flag laws in Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, we're the only state in the union that has actually outlawed them by state law. It's illegal to do red flag anything. So the judge got pissed off and said, well, this is my courtroom. I'll do what I want. I know what I can do. And if he wants to go home, he's going to turn over his firearms. So whatever. I immediately transferred ownership of all my firearms to my wife. So I didn't have to turn anything over.
Smart.
Other than what they had. So I found out later that judge actually broke state law, and there are people in the governor's office looking at removing him from the bench over that.
Good.
Whether it'll happen or not, I doubt it. You know how it goes.
Yeah, good old boy network is strong there, man.
Mm-hmm. It cost me a little over $1,500 to get out of jail, and they took both of my handgun licenses. I had one from Oklahoma and one from another state, and they sent them back to their states and said that I was under felony indictment, which got them both suspended, which was a lie, because I hadn't been charged. Well, the state kicked the can down the road for, what are we at now, 18, 19 months? And they never charged me. I never had an arraignment. I had to pay all that money to get out of jail, and they never charged me with a crime. They had my property, and they had me on bond restrictions, never got charged with a crime. They got a warrant for my phone, and because they wanted the video that may or may not have recorded. So they got the warrant for the phone, and then the detective calls me and says, "Hey, what's the passcode to your phone?" Are you fucking kidding me?
1111.
Yeah, I said, it's go fuck your mother, man. Don't call me again. I have an attorney. So I filed a motion to quash a search warrant, went to court, and I had a couple different arguments. One being the search warrant was a general warrant. They wanted everything on the phone, not just the video. They wanted my emails, text messages, phone calls, pictures, videos, social media, everything.
Of course they did.
It was a fishing trip. So I said, there's no fucking way. No way am I giving that up. I mean, goddamn, I'm a truck driver. What do you think goes on between me and my wife? You're not getting in my phone. So the second argument was, in Oklahoma, they have 10 days to serve the warrant. By the time we went to court for the motion to quash, it had been like 70 days. So the warrant was dead on procedural grounds. Well, the judge said, no, this is an electronic device. It's going to take longer than 10 days to get into it, so they can take as long as they want. I'm like, what the hell's the point of having a statute if you're just going to ignore it? So the judge overruled my motion to quash and said they can have whatever they want on the phone.
So this is all still Rogers County, correct?
No, this is Tulsa County.
Tulsa County, okay.
So I'm like, well, all right, whatever. Good luck getting into the phone, because I'm not giving you shit. All right. A couple months go by. Broken Arrow's pissed off. They can't get on the phone. They file another search warrant. The exact same thing. The only difference is this one included an order for me to provide the passcode to the phone. I said, no fucking way in hell. I'm not giving you the passcode to my phone. I filed another motion to quash. Same arguments. Judge denied him again and said, you're going to give the passcode up. I said, the fuck I am. And I didn't attend that particular hearing because I knew he was going to rule against me, and if I said no, he'd immediately throw me in jail. So I did not attend that. I stayed away and said, fuck you, I'm not giving the passcode up. And my attorney says, well, we can appeal to the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals and see what they say, but it's going to cost you a shit ton of money. And I said, well, I'll see what I can do. I had, I think, 7 days to come up with it. It was $4,000. So I immediately appealed to the subs, and man, they came through. And it was, your help was immense, and I really appreciate that, man. I wouldn't have met the goal if it wasn't for you putting it out there. So thank you for that.
That's what we do, man. You harm one of us, you harm all of us.
Right. Well, like I said, you guys came through for me, and I filed the appeal, and that pretty much put everything on hold. The Court of Criminal Appeals took their sweet-ass time, and I think it was 8 or 9 months. We filed the appeal at the end of October of 2019, and they came back, when was it? June, July, the end of June or the beginning of July, I think, they came back and said that they could not issue a ruling. They dismissed the appeal. They couldn't issue a ruling because I had not actually been harmed. I hadn't been jailed or held in contempt or charged with a crime. So they want me to actually be violated instead of just stopping it before it happens, which makes no sense to me.
Now, I remember when you first got arrested, it was absurd that they moved you from the local jail to the county jail. I thought, didn't they? Wasn't that like outlandish and not normal at the time?
Yes and no. I mean, they could have just let me go from the jail on a city charge, but they wanted to turn it into a state thing. So
okay,
it would absolutely go on my record, and I'd have to fight, and they just really wanted to fuck my life up. That's the whole reason for it.
Right. Okay.
So, where was I?
The appellate after once they filed the.
Yep. All right. Cool. Man. Shit, I'm getting old. So they wouldn't. Yeah, they dismissed the appeal, which pissed me off. Not so much that they dismissed it, but because now we don't have any precedent. They just found a way to weasel out of it. So now that somebody else that doesn't have the ability to appeal is just going to get fucked over, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's not going to be any precedent that they can refer back to. Oh well, hey, in this case, they overruled it. It just sucks. Nothing's going to happen because they wouldn't rule. So, well, when that came down, the judge said, you need to give the passcode up or I'm going to hold you in contempt. And you will go to jail until you give the passcode up. And I looked up rules in Oklahoma. You can be jailed for up to 5 years on contempt. The judge can just throw you in the jail for 5 years if you piss them off. Now, I don't think that would hold up for a lot of things, but certainly for not giving a passcode up, they could hold you for as long as they want. So I got things ready to go to jail because I was not going to give up the passcode. Well, luckily for me, and they didn't see this coming, in the very beginning of July, the Supreme
Here comes the ace up his sleeves, kid. Pay attention.
Yeah. In the beginning of July, the Supreme Court issued a ruling in the McGirt case. It was McGirt versus the state of Oklahoma. And basically what that came down to is the court ruled that that Congress had never disestablished the Indian reservations in Oklahoma. So the Creek Nation, the Choctaw Nation, Seminoles, whatever, the Chickasaw, Cherokee, they're all sovereign nations under the law as far as Congress is concerned. So basically, that ruling meant that the state has no jurisdiction to prosecute anybody that has Indian blood that is one of the 5 civilized tribes and can, prove it. And they have to have Indian blood, have to have CDIB, and have to be part of a tribal member. Well, I'm a Choctaw. I'm a card-carrying blanket ass, and I'm a tribal member. I vote. Yeah. So I saw that ruling come down, and I was like, holy shit. And I got a hold of my attorney and said, hey, man, I'm a Choctaw. If they can't prosecute this dude, I know they're dropping a lot of cases right now. Let's write up a motion to dismiss and enjoin based off the McGirt case. And my attorney said, holy shit. And we loaded up. We didn't say a word to anybody, man. My attorney set up the hearing for me to go to jail to refuse to give up the passcode. So on July 22nd, I showed up to court and walked in there, and we had that motion in our hand, and we handed it to the judge, and we handed one to the district attorney, and the DA looked at it, and he just let out this big sigh and sat back in his chair and threw it down, and so I guess we're done here. And I was like, wait a minute, it's that easy? Fucking A. So the judge then started to argue. He looked at the DA and he was like, well, doesn't it have to be this and this, and in order for it to be dismissed? Like, he was basically trying to give the prosecution a way around it.
Sure, of course he was.
And my attorney was like, no, that's not how this is going to go. I said, they've said we're done. And so the judge was like, okay. He was like, motion granted. And the state was unable to prosecute on it. So I won. I mean, it was a technicality, but I won. They didn't drain. I mean, they drained a lot of money out of me, but they didn't drain me so bad that I had to give up the fight and cut a deal, which I never would have. But there was that. And that was July 22nd. They declined prosecution on everything. However, they did contact the Creek
July
Mission.
22nd of this year, 2020?
22nd of July 2020.
Okay.
So it was April, May, June, July, 15 months of never being charged. I was never charged, man. So they withdrew everything, and they tried, and I think they're still trying to get the Creek Nation to prosecute me. But I was like, good luck getting the Indians to prosecute one of their own for telling the white man to fuck off.
Yeah.
So I talked to the head prosecutor for the Creek Nation for like 20 minutes a couple weeks ago, and I told him what was going on, and that Broken Arrow claimed they sent everything over to Light Horse, which are the Indian police. And he said, well, he's like, if it's what as you told me, he's like, I'll strike that thing before it even hits my desk. He's like, we're not going to prosecute you. And I said, cool. And he said, between you and me, he's like, I've been doing this for 3 years, but before this, I was a civil rights attorney. He's like, I would have taken your case in a second. He said, go find a civil rights attorney and sue the shit out of him. This is the Indian prosecutor. So I was like, hey, man, cool. So that's that. We're done. They still have all of my property and refuse to return it. Still? Yep. We're 4 months later, and they claim that they can't return it because it's evidence. And my argument is like, it's not evidence. You guys can't prosecute me. And they said, well, we're holding it in case the Creeks decide to charge you. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's like holding somebody's property. Here, why don't you hold, I don't know, why don't you hold my other firearm just in case Mexico wants to charge me for something? What the hell's wrong with you?
Right. So in California, they have 1 year to charge you for. And is there something similar to that in Oklahoma at all?
Yeah.
Or
yeah. For this particular charge, they have 3 years.
Okay.
However, with the Indians, it's 7. So Broken Arrow could try to hang on to my shit for that long, but I don't know, man. It's just a stupid game they're playing. There's no case. The Creeks aren't going to charge me. And Broken Arrow actually told me, hey, we'll give you your stuff back if you can get something from the Indians saying they're not going to charge you. And it's like, how the hell do you do that? That's like going down to the DA and saying, hey, I know there's no case. You guys don't even know my name, but could you write something up saying I haven't been charged, or I'm not going to be charged with murder or something? They're not going to do that. Like, if there's no charges, give me back my shit. And we're fighting with them right now. They just will not give it up. They will not acknowledge that they lost. I have an attorney we are suing Broken Arrow, and he has demanded my property back. And Broken Arrow has told him that my property is still part of a criminal investigation, which is horseshit, and he knows it. So I think we may actually have to sue to force him to give me my property back.
So I know your GoFundMe link. I just clicked on it from a couple of years back is no longer valid. Do you have a PayPal, or do you have anything way for people to toss you a few bucks for your legal defense and for your civil?
Yeah, it's paypal.me/pictureperfect2525, I believe.
Okay.
Might be 25. Hang on, let me. If I disappear, give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. The picture perfect 2525 is not coming up. So, what do you guys think of that? Is that would not an absolutely egregious case? Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Sorry. Yeah, it's picture perfect 25.
25. Okay, hold on.
Yep. Oh hell. I don't have you on. I don't have your sound. Shit. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me pop out
Okay.
and I'll come right back.
Okay. Okay. Let me do the invite. Let me send that back into the chat. He has never been charged with a crime. I forgot that. I mean, this is okay. So you got it now?
Yeah, I got you. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Yep. Never charged with a crime. Yeah, I mean, they're just being petulant assholes.
So I don't know. You're familiar. You're familiar with James Freeman. I don't know. Did you see the video? And I was up there in Utah with Bell, and we had been thrown out of a city hall, or we went into city hall. We were thrown out, and then I was just like, and all of these white pickup trucks showed up with these local militia of LDS militia that were in cahoots with the police, and they were going to do us harm. And like, I don't know about anybody else, man, but you got to trust your gut and your situational awareness. And when your hair is standing up on you're just like, and me and Val, we were like, that's it. We're out of here. We're going to Vegas to go back home, and James stayed. Did you see that incident in the Walmart parking lot? They were going to kill him.
Gun.
Right. They were going to kill. This is an almost identical, well, not almost identical, but it's a very similar situation to yours. But yours would have been yours was perfect, picture perfect for them, of you having a gun on your hip, having your hands over your head, hitting you so many times in the side that you drop your hand and they execute you. And he went for his gun. Do they have any body cameras for the agency that arrested you? Okay. All right. I assumed as much. As much, but I just wanted to at least ask for the record.
My phone is the only recording of the incident that exists, and that's why they're trying so hard for it. I actually got the arrest report about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Prior to this, they had been refusing to give it to me. And I know why. It's a goddamn fabrication. The whole thing is, 95% of it is false. Completely false. I have the CAD notes, which acknowledge they know who I was.
Right.
And I have the 911 calls, I have the CAD notes, and the arrest report, and the arrest report is just flabbergasting, man.
So Great Bape asked a really good question, and she said, how do they come up with a bail amount which is based on charges? So if you were never charged, so it was
I
a
don't know, man.
pre-charge, like this is what we think we're going to charge you with. So here's the bail amount, but we never actually charge. I mean,
I guess so. I mean, that's how it works, dude. Like they throw you in jail. The cops come up with what they think you're going to be charged with or what they're going to submit to the district attorney, and the judge sets bail based off of that. Whether or not the DA decides to charge you doesn't matter, I guess. It's just a way for them to extort money out of me. So basically, they got $1,500 out of me just to get out of jail for not doing anything, for not breaking the law.
yeah.
And the cops don't have body cameras. They don't have dash cameras. And the whole time I'm thinking, well, goddamn, if you guys got a call of somebody pointing a firearm, an AR-15 no less, why the hell would you not want somebody there with a camera? So I went back to the area and tried to get the surveillance cameras from there's the community center nearby, and there was a like a city services like, I don't know what the hell you call it. It's like a pole barn, but they store like the mowing equipment and shit there, but it's got a camera on top of it that it's a surveillance camera for the area around it. And the city told me that camera was not in service at the time.
Of course not.
And the community center said
Somebody set off an EMP, and yeah.
Those cameras haven't worked for years. So yeah, none of the surveillance cameras in the area worked. Nobody had cameras, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. So thank you, HBO Matt. He said he doesn't open carry at all without a body camera based on your incident, which is
a smart idea.
Well, and you should have the body camera on. Listen, when I do the chasing calls, I put the one body camera that I have up here, the one that shoots in day and night. I put that on right when I leave my driveway. So in case people roll up on me, like I got that and the dash cam, you know what I mean? Like if you don't have time to get all your gear rolling, you know what I mean? I've got a camera running already. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have a body cam now that goes on anytime I'm carrying anything other than a pistol.
So were your licenses that you said you had in 2 states, were those reinstated? Did they make that right or not yet?
Yes and no. So I called one state and I said, hey, look, this is the deal. They've declined charging me. This is why. And the person on the other end of the phone said, okay, well, we have a lot of that around here because the other state has a lot of Indian reservations as well. And they said, we have to deal with that jurisdictional stuff here too. What you've provided is fine, and like they reinstated and returned my license to me within a week. It was awesome.
Wow.
Oklahoma, on the other hand, fucking like pulling teeth, man. The OSBI refused to reinstate my license and send it back to me. When I made the
almost sounds like a conspiracy.
Yeah. When I made the request to have it returned, they said, well, the district attorney in Tulsa told us that your charges have not been declined, that they're just on hold for another agency. And I said, they did now. Well, that's not true.
The NSA, the other agency, that's the NSA, they're going to charge you?
Yeah. So I sent them all the court documents, all the notes, and you can't find any of this we have a website where you can look up court cases and stuff in Oklahoma. And you can't find any of this particular issue on that website because there's no case filed. So you actually have to go down to the courthouse and provide them a number called a no-file number, which is basically what they use when they haven't filed charges or they're getting ready to. And then they can give you everything, and basically that's what I did, and I sent it off to Oklahoma and said, this is not how it's going to fly. And they said, well, Tulsa's still saying that you've got pending charges, so we can't give you your license back. And I said, well, why the fuck did this other state give it back to me? And it was fine for them. Well, I don't know. Well, I let a couple weeks go by, and I called back and I said, all right, look, I'm done with this. The Creeks have said they're not going to do anything. I want my goddamn license back. Oh, well, your license has expired, so you're going to have to reapply. I'm like, are you kidding me? What the hell? So you just stole the last year and a half off my license? Well, you're just going to have to reapply. I said, well, if I reapply, are you going to approve it? Probably not, because of what the DA said. I'm like, well, whatever. So I went ahead and I reapplied for the license. I paid the $85 renewal fee. And along with that, like after I sent the application and I called them, I said, if you guys do not approve this, I'm going to get a hold of every representative I can, and we're going to find out why you guys are conspiring with Tulsa County. And I left it at that. They have 90 days to process and send your license to you if you're approved. No shit, man. I had that license from the time that I submitted the application to the time I had it in my hands was 13 days total, which is unheard of. So I don't know what changed, but they got their act together and sent me my license back.
Good for you. So has this Landley asked if this is has this increased your level of activism? Has this made you back off a little bit? I mean, where, you know?
Oh no, I'm not going to back off at all. I mean, I had to. Obviously, I had to just switch to First Amendment stuff, and even then, I kind of tried to lay low because I had enough shit to worry about.
Yeah.
But now that it's done, well, I got some stuff planned.
Okay, go ahead.
I've already done a couple of open carry walks, and I have plans for when I get my property returned. I have a big one for that. So be watching.
Okay.
No, yeah.
So I'm a city boy. Grew up outside of New York City. I'm living in Los Angeles now. I'm Googling AR pistols. What they look like a long gun. To the person that doesn't know anything about guns, what is the difference between an actual AR and an AR pistol?
Yeah, barrel length. That's it.
That's what she said.
But, yeah. The overall length for it to be a pistol, I believe, has to be under 16 inches. So,
okay.
And in Oklahoma, to be legal to carry as a pistol, I think the entire gun has to be less than 24 inches. So
okay.
I mean, it could. I'm not stupid. I know what it looks like, and the whole reason I was carrying the AR pistol at that time, not that day because it wasn't an audit, but just in general, was because Oklahoma had passed constitutional carry, and with that included the open carry of long guns, which hasn't been legal in Oklahoma since 1907.
Jeez.
And I figured, well, hell, long guns are coming. Let's just carry this and get it out of the way. And I didn't have a problem anywhere else. And then, I don't know if you've heard of News Now OKC. He's a decent dude. He ran with my idea, and that little jerk off got, I don't know, one of his videos in Edmond went viral, man. And I give him shit every time I talk to him. I'm like, God damn it, man, how's it my idea, you go viral.
Right.
So, but yeah, we between me and him, we got most of the cities in line, and with the exception of Broken Arrow, and you know what, man, I'd had good dealings with them prior to that, with the exception of the courthouse. I had an incident at the courthouse a few months prior to that. I think that's why they did what they did, because a lot of people got their ass chewed over that one.
Okay. So somebody asked that I always preach camera redundancy over and over. But if you recall at the beginning, I don't know where you came in. Picture Perfect said that this was not an audit. This was just his carrying a gun around that turned sour. So it just goes to prove that there is no such thing as not having gear on you, camera gear on you. That there's always, things can happen in the blink of an eye and turn into an incident. So, yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, keep us posted. It is such a crazy story that most people, because I mean, you and I had talked on the phone and we had caught up, but I didn't know if you ever really had a chance to tell the story, beginning to end here with right. Some resolution. Obviously, I hope they rename Broken Arrow Picture Perfect.
Well, hey, check this out. I did find out. I mean, I don't know if it's going to hinder me, but it sure as hell gives me a lot of satisfaction. My attorney that's dealing with Broken Arrow called their insurance company, with the claims and stuff like that, because I guess Broken Arrow has insurance for shit like this. Well, the insurance company came back and said, we didn't start representing Broken Arrow until, I think, June of 2019. And so they were self-insured before that. So where any settlement or judgment is going to come from now. It's going to come right from their budget.
Nice.
So that makes me feel pretty good. They're actually
nice.
Going to feel this one.
Awesome. Okay. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I wanted you to get the opportunity. You're a solid dude, and I wanted you to get the opportunity to come on here and, tell your story, beginning to end on this. But awesome. So I threw up your PayPal link. You guys throw Picture Perfect a few bucks. He's a lot of money. We did a lot of fundraising, and you guys also stepped up with the fundraising too. So and go and sub to his channel and go and check out some of the stuff that he's done in the past. So and that's it. So
there'll be more stuff coming as soon as my wife lets me out of the house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and keep me posted on this civil case, because
absolutely,
everybody's going to be all ears and on a follow up on this. So awesome, man.
They're going to pay for what they've done.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Take care, man.
Okay. All right, man. All right, you guys. That was Picture Perfect, and that's why he's one of my favorite dudes. He's a principle-based guy and refused to give up his passcode on his phone based on principle. They didn't want just the video. They wanted everything. They wanted the text. They wanted his contacts. They wanted his emails talk about overreaching. So, and this absolutely sounded like a conspiracy. So that they were all in on this. And I am in 100% agreement with him that they were trying to execute him that day by shooting the pepper balls into his rib cage as he had his hands up over his head, so that he would drop his hand towards his gun, which you got 4 or 5 or 10 cops there, and they're all going to testify in court that he went for his gun. So, yeah. So, where is Tulsa County? You'd have to Google that on a map. So I don't know whether, I think Claremore and so forth are the neighboring Rogers County are obviously neighboring. Let me just take a quick look.
All right, Claremore is northeast of Tulsa. Broken Arrow is just to the southeast. Claremore's a little bit further outside of the city of Tulsa, but that's some scary stuff. That is some absolute scary stuff. And yeah, so hats off to him. Is there a video of the original incidents? I joined late. Yes, there is, but the Broken Arrow Police Department still has his phone. So they're refusing to give back his property. Trust me, he will be releasing the video, I'm sure, once he gets his phone back. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to go live, and I know we got the holiday week coming up here, so I just wanted to bounce on here and give Picture Perfect an opportunity to tell the 85% of the story. I still want to hear, obviously, the civil case outcome. So I appreciate everybody being here, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving if we don't see you before then. So thanks for stopping by.